game in that second set, a 3-3 that you played. Other than that, you played fantastic. A lot of players say you see the ball like a beach ball when you're playing that well. Two-part question. One, were you seeing the ball super big like that? And two, apologies if this was already asked, but when you did go down to Vegas and hit with Andre and Steffi, were you going down there for a specific purpose to work on something specific, or were you just kind of going and kind of picking their brain for everything because of everything they have to offer?
Yeah, I've been talking with Andre for, I'd say, probably since like June or July, and we've just always been in talk. And then he asked my dad and myself if I'd be interested to come visit him after the season before Australia, and I was like all for it. So me and my dad and my fitness trainer, we all went there, and it was just kind of a trip just to kind of meet each other and understand each other a little bit more. He's never seen me on court, so he wanted to get kind of a feel for me. And I think just for our relationship, our relationship like built for those 2 weeks. And yeah, it was just it was an awesome 2 weeks.
Thanks.
Hey, Sebi, quick question, kind of fun one here. Your dad played here a couple times. You've gotten further here in your first tournament than he did in both. Are you going to rip him a little bit about that this evening?
No, because then he's just gonna counter that and just say, "All right, I got a grand slam." So.
Okay. You have no comeback for that, right?
My dad's not anything like that. He's all for me, and as long as I'm happy, he's happy.
What was the key for you tonight here against John?
I think towards the end, I mean, I had one loose game. I kind of stopped swinging on the ball and kind of just got away from me a couple times. But kind of just sticking with my plan and always making him play even on every single serve. I mean, I think the big key for me was I changed up my court positioning on his serve halfway through the third set, and I had a couple better looks on his serve. So I think that was the biggest key for me tonight.
Hey, Sebi, can you say what was the most valuable information that Andre imparted to you, and did you learn more from Andre or more from Stephanie?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. We went to dinner a lot. I mean, we spent a lot of time together, but there was a lot of different things. But I think for me was just kind of him always putting in my brain how good of a tennis player I am and how good of a tennis player I can be. So I think that for me was super special. I was on court a couple of times with Steffi, and I didn't want to play with her. I was way too intimidated by her. She was, I mean, her forehand cross court was just killing me. So I was like, I can't do this anymore. But no, she was incredible. She would give me some tips on the court, and the energy that she brings every single day. I mean, you just knew that she was such a competitor. I mean, she'd get mad at herself if she missed, and then she would skyrocket. It was awesome to see her on court, and it was super special.
Your mother had played her back in the day.
I think they played once. I think Steffi won pretty easy, but yeah, I think so. They played once.
Thank you.
No worries.
Sebi, match point. I mean, obviously you've had big reactions before, thinking back to the French, thinking back to your junior days, but that was a pretty big reaction. What was sort of going through your mind?
Yeah, no, I was super happy with how I played that whole game. I mean, he played an incredible first 3 points. I mean, the way that he played those, I was like too good. I mean, I couldn't really do anything. He came into the net. He played big balls. So it was he played a super good 3 points, and then I kind of just stuck with it. I got a little bit more aggressive, and yeah, and at the end that was that was a lot of stress in that last game. So I kind of let it go.
How do you sort of stop yourself from thinking ahead? I mean, obviously you had your run at the French Open, but it's your first quarterfinal, first semifinal. Not thinking too far ahead to possibly winning a title.
No, I mean, whenever on court, I mean, my head is pretty clear, and I'm a super positive guy on court, so I'm always in the moment and always super positive. It's very few times you'll see any kind of emotion come out from me, and that's negative. So I worked a lot on that during this break, and it's paying off right now.
Hi, Sebi. It's Michael Dickens from Tennis Tour Talk. Congratulations on your victory this evening. Has the week so far met or exceeded your expectations?
Yeah, I mean, I knew coming in here, I had a really good training block, and kind of just for the biggest key for me was getting that first match under my belt and kind of getting comfortable again on a court and playing a match. So it's after getting through that match, I knew I was feeling well and I was feeling the ball pretty well. So it's I wouldn't say I'm surprised, but it's definitely, I mean, I'd say it's definitely super rewarding for me. I mean, my first semifinal in my, was it third ATP tournament. So it's awesome for me.
Has it made a difference, the fact that you were able this week to be playing with a limited number of fans in attendance, and especially, the fact that you have family and friends, that the cameras have shown your family on numerous occasions on Tennis Channel, and they certainly seem to be enjoying themselves, and certainly it seems like that the players are feeding off the crowd pretty well.
Yeah, no, I mean the crowd here is amazing, especially playing at night. You get a pretty much sold out crowd as much as they're allowed to have here. So it's awesome. The crowd's been super cool, and they've been pumping me up a little bit. There's always someone sitting behind the baseline, and they're always saying, "Come on, Seb, come on, Seb." So they're awesome here, and having my family here is a big plus for me as well. I mean they're all super positive, and just seeing them in the crowd gives me kind of a little bit of a boost as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
Hi, Sebi. Howard Fenderich with the AP. Wanted to ask what sort of goals you set for yourself coming into this season, and whether your showing in Paris maybe adjusted where those might have been otherwise.
Yeah, just for me, I mean, just kind of just keep building how I'm building my body, and keep playing these good matches and practicing with these bigger guys has been my goal this year. I'd say just getting comfortable playing around here, playing with fans, and just a bunch of little things that are kind of my goals, and just keep being positive and keep putting in the hard work. I mean, it's such a long road ahead. I mean, I'm 20 years old, and hopefully I can play tennis for 10, 15 plus years. So it's a long road, and I'm in no hurry whatsoever.
And if I understand correctly, you could have been in the Australian Open qualifying right now. What was the decision behind not going for that?
Yeah, I think I sat down with my whole team, and we kind of just looked at it at what is the best possible direction for my development. And one of the biggest things was coming here and playing a bigger tournament, and kind of practicing with these guys and playing some good matches. So yeah, and especially I'm going right after here. I'm going straight to a challenger in Istanbul, and then a couple more. So it's just about getting these matches in. Something that would be tougher to do in was it Abu Dhabi? Yeah.
Sebi, your decision tonight to switch up your return position midway through the third, I'm curious, is that something you took out on the court with you thinking maybe I'll do this because it's pretty late in the match? You already had some success against him, breaking him a bit. So what was kind of your mindset there?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say I'm pretty good with kind of thinking on court and thinking what's the best option to do. I mean, I'm not afraid to experiment out there, but it was definitely some things that I sat down and talked with my coaches and about the game plan, how to kind of get him out of a rhythm or a little bit, or show him something different. So it was I think that was the biggest key tonight. Especially he was serving unbelievable in the second and third sets. So it was super big for me to change things up a little bit.
Sebi, when you're preparing to return against a guy like John Isner, the trajectory and angle is just so different than normal. Would you try to get, I'd say maybe try to get a hit in practice returning with a guy like Riley, or even have one of your coaches stand on a chair or something just to try to replicate that type of angle that you're going to see, just because it's so rare? Guys, 6'9",
no,
6'10".
my coach was pretty sure my coach was inside the service box yesterday serving at me. So he was trying to get some trajectory, but yeah, I mean, I'd say I'm a pretty good returner. I'm super comfortable returning, and I think I did a pretty good job tonight, and super happy with the way I handled it.
Yeah, you did. Congrats.
Sebi, Adam Ross from Florida Tennis. First of all, congratulations on a great victory tonight. You're playing a veteran, John Isner. You get to the business end of that match, and you show tremendous mental toughness. To what do you attribute your ability to show that mental toughness and to close out that match? And what is your takeaway from being able to accomplish that tonight?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, my mom was always, I mean, you always have to have a poker face. I mean, whatever emotion you show your opponent, he's gonna use that. So it's for me, I mean, ever since I was a little kid, I could concentrate really well, and I know that one of the biggest things is once I get negative, I know that as soon as they're gonna see that, and they're just gonna start hammering me. So it's super big for me just to always stay calm and always keep believing in myself and always having a positive mindset.
As an aside, your whole family's there cheering you on. I know Andre and Stephanie have Jaden, who's playing baseball. Did the families get together? Have you met him at all?
Yeah, we were going out. My mom, unfortunately, she didn't come with us. But yeah, we were going to dinner every single day pretty much in Vegas, and it was super cool, and it was a big honor to meet his family. I went out to dinner once with Jaden and everyone, but he went to USC too because they had, I think, camps already started for them. But he's a super cool person, and I mean, Andre always said he's kind of like me, always has a smile on his face. So it was cool to meet everybody, and they're an incredible family. So it's awesome.
Well, all the best the rest of the way. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Hey, Sebi. Hugo Duran for Canal Tennis. You played 3 years ago against Frances. You lost in New York. Never played against Cameron. Whoever takes it tonight, what do you expect from your semifinals tomorrow? Thank you.
Yeah, I played Francis in my first ever ATP main draw match. So it'd be cool to play him again just to see how much I've improved and how much he's improved. He's an incredible player. I mean, he had a lot of success here. I'm pretty sure he won here 3 years ago. Yeah, I'm pretty sure right after I played him, he won here. So he's super comfortable on these courts, and it'll be a cool match. I'd say with Nori, he comes to IMG during the off season, but we've never really been on court together or practiced. So it's going to be something new if he wins, and I'm looking forward to both of them.
Sebi, when you walk on court,
Sorry, go ahead, Andrew.
sorry. Obviously, playing Rafa was different, but in general, when you walk on the court at these ATP events, and the Francis match was different because it was after your Australian run. A lot of people in your position say, "Oh, you have nothing to lose." What's your sort of mindset when you're walking on the court against these guys?
I don't know, just always kind of just have fun out there. I mean, it's a privilege walking out on court, especially at night. I mean, it's everybody wants to come and see you. There's almost a packed crowd here as much as they can do. So it's a big privilege, and it's always a fun time, especially I know how much of the hard work I've put in, both physically and mentally. So walking out on there means that I've done something right and I'm doing something right. So it's awesome to get these kind of opportunities, and hopefully they come more often.
Thanks, Sebi.
All right. Thanks for your time tonight, Sebi, and thanks everyone for joining in.